Hi everyone, Rich Kratzer from DIY Home and Lawn Care on my estate. I'm gonna make a quick video because I just want to go ahead and mow the grass, and I'll show you what's happening to the lawn. And I went online to actually check how some individuals or people are actually sharpening their mower blades. I've never sharpened these blades before. I've only purchased this mower on the fall of last year. I haven't hit any rocks. I have hit a branch or two. So I'm gonna try a new technique I never tried before, and I'd really like to see how it turns out. I'm gonna show you real quick what's happening to the lawn. I'll show you the setup in which I'm gonna use to take these blades off, but I'm not gonna go through that whole process. Nobody wants to watch me take blades off. And then we're gonna actually sharpen these, balance them, and let's see if it makes a difference. The lawn does look good, but I noticed my last cut, when I got back from vacation, the tips of the grass blade, it's not clean anymore. It's actually has, if you look at the lawn, it has a little white hue on it, and I'll show you what it's actually happening here. The way I used to sharpen my lawnmower blades, if they weren't nicked up, what I basically always did was use a file. There's a coarse side and a fine side. I always use the coarse side first, and then I'd go through on my final strokes, I would use the fine side of the blade. The blades had nicks in it, and I just noticed, geez, Rich, yeah, you must have hit a rock, which I didn't know, because there is one nick here. I used a grinder, but the problem is with the grinder, I don't have it out here. Everybody knows what a table grinder looks like. When you put the blade across the grinding wheel, it never, you know, the grinding wheels, obviously it's circular, so it actually left a concaved edge, and it started to round the edge off, and you really don't want that. So, and especially with this being new, I didn't want to put this across a table grinder. So anyway, here's what a lot of people say to do. That you should use a angle grinder. This is a 4.5-inch angle grinder. The first time I ever used this, I bought a disc that was used to take metal off, and I wound up damaging the blades. So I don't recommend that. What I did go ahead and purchase is a grinding and polishing flap disc, and this is at 60 grit. And I've seen some people use this online. They said they had great success. So I'm actually gonna try it, and we're gonna see what the before and after looks like. Something that I always do is I use a putty knife, a metal putty knife. It's an old one, and I get off all the grass that's stuck to it. Get off as much as you can before you actually go ahead and sharpen these blades. I've also seen people say to use on your drill like a little wire brush, and I'm sure that kind of works, but I think, well, I'm gonna actually try this out. In the past, I always just used a metal brush. I guess this is old school. All right, let's try this out. All right, I don't like that. Look what it's already doing. It's taking it right down to the metal. I would use this for one technique, and if you got some buildup in grass on your cutting edge, I just tried it. Looks really nice. So it did clean the grass off, and I didn't have to worry about the paint on the cutting edge. So, okay, wire brush on the drill, use it for just where you're cutting this part. Don't use it on the rest of the blade. Another thing that I do is I don't do this in the garage because this is obviously messy. If you have a shed or something you want to do it in, great. This is just a little table vise. It's portable. I just mount this on a piece of wood, and I have it on my trailer. Let me get the angle grinder set up, and then we'll go over these edges, and we'll do we'll see how it actually cuts. All right, the important thing is to keep this disc, I believe this is a 32-degree angle. So I'm gonna run it across and just give this a light cleaning up, and it should be good. Looks good. Let's try the other side. Looks good. I will say, trying to keep that angle, that is a little tough, but it does look good, and there's no burrs on the back. Okay, let me finish these up. One thing that you want to do before you mount your blades, you just went through all this work, is you want to actually balance your blades. And this is really inexpensive. This is plastic. I'm sure, I remember buying one of these and they were metal. I don't know if you can find them that they're metal anymore, but all you're simply going to do is put your blade on that balancer. And to me, that looks pretty good. Close enough. Reason you want to balance this, obviously, is that if it's not balanced, it's going to cause a lot of vibration, and it's going to cause the bearings and the spindles to wear prematurely. I've seen some videos where individuals just go ahead and they'll put a nail in a piece of wood, and then they'll just slide this blade onto the nail, and they'll see where it actually balances. You know, obviously the end that's heavier, it's going to go down. This little balancer, it was less than, I think it was like $3. I got it over at Ace Hardware. It's very inexpensive, and I would say for $3, I'm not even going to screw around with the nail. So this is what I use for the zero turn. I know they make some lifts. I already went ahead and I cleaned the deck out. I recommend that you do that. Obviously you want to go ahead and grease the spindles. The bolts that hold the blades in, you can put Never Seez on them. I'm actually out of Never Seez. So what I did is I used high temperature wheel bearing grease. And this is what I use for the boats. So it's water resistant. I'd like to thank the individuals at the factory that put these blades on, because it took me a long time and some words that I can't repeat. I basically took a 7/8" wrench and a hammer and I dented the wrench. So Craftsman, I'll be coming back to you for a replacement. Thank you.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal, you control it, the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up.
All right, let's take a look. So I don't know how well you can see this, but the top of the blades, that's a perfect cut. So I think it was a success. Hopefully you learned something. I will put the link of where I got this. It's a Diablo, it's just called the Steel Demon. It's a grinding and polishing flap disc. This is 60 grit and the diameter is 4.5 inches, which fits perfectly on the angle grinder. I would like to see if there's some way you could attach this to like a cordless drill where you can control that speed, that variable speed. That's something I'm gonna be looking into, but I got a lot of work to do. I think the lawn looks fantastic. You can see I'm probably only taking 1 inch off because I did raise that deck up now to 4 inches. We're about the second week in June, and I'm probably gonna bring it even the height up a little more. But I'd like to thank you for watching. I'd appreciate if you send me a comment, tell me what you think. Also, if you ever tried one of these products and what your results were versus doing a file and or a table grinder. So always feel free to send me a like, send me a comment. I appreciate if you subscribe. And with that, I'll catch you on the next one.